What's going on? So it's a lot going on right now. So today is actually, the full moon, the harvest moon, and I was telling people for a minute to pay attention to the moon, and they're gonna be feeding off your energy, because they set everything around the moon phases, right? So, I was telling them, just this is what's gonna happen. The full moon is coming up, and these events is gonna happen. Events that make you feel sad, um, angry, hate. All these low vibrational frequencies. They're gonna do it to make you feel it, right? And they can feed off of that energy. They feed off of the negative energy, right? The low vibrational energies. They feed off of this. Um, so yeah, I told you they was gonna have a black community, you know, and it's not just the melanated community. It's actually the whole world. It's just that we gonna pick up on the black issues, the melanated issues, and they also got things going for like, the Caucasians, the Latin communities, like everybody, you know what I mean? Like they direct all this energy to all these different cultures so they can get the spontaneous feelings, right, of emotions, and they feed off of these emotions, right? So I was telling y'all to pay attention to the moon, everything gonna happen. So earlier, you know, I'm watching the TV, but the YouTube or whatever, and the YouTube actually it paused, right? And now, I'm into, well, I was forced into this, to just look for all signs, right? So when the TV paused, my peoples, I believe, said, "Oh, look, it paused right there. Look." And so now I started focusing on where the pause is on. Son told me to take a picture, and it was a female sitting down in the chair, some words, saying that, you're gonna be in endangered endangered situations, right? Um, Imaginary or real, right? That was the actual message, and it had like the chair. It looked like it was like a snake, but or a dragon with a red belly, but you couldn't really. You knew that that dragon was a little bit different because they wanted you to see that dragon, right? And it was coming out. It was coming out like it was going to the neck, right? And I see if I can work my phone right now because it's kind of messed up. So I see if I can edit that in to it. So it went out, right? Like it was. So son told me to look that up and see what it meant, right? And then I looked it up. It just started talking about a boy, a baby, a fetus. You know what I mean? Like basically like getting sacrificed. You know what I mean? And it devouring, the serpent devouring or whatever. And then later on tonight, I'm reading my little book or whatever, and I noticed it's on 11:11. You know what I mean? It's at 11:40, 11:40. 11:40 the time, and 11:40 on the thing, right? Let's see. Now my dead. Okay, so battery dead. So it's at 11:40. But again, I put that up too. 11:40 on the thing. So I read it. and now also reading, the angel number for 1140. But all of this stuff happens for a reason, right? So the other day I put out synchronicity, right? And once I did that, the next day I was just experiencing everything, like the universe is talking to me, right? It's called the flower of life, right? And it's like the universe is talking to me because I was walking outside, I had the bags or whatever, and the lady, got into my, my biomatrix field, my magnetic field, and she started saying bags for no reason. And I had a bag full of bags, literally, that I was throwing to the garbage. And she was just saying bags, 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 bags. So I had said something to her, but, these things happen. And, again, lately I was saying, what's going to happen. So, a couple of people came over, a couple of people came through, and I was telling them things that was happening, you know what I mean? And now, not only did I tell them, they kind of experience, these things unfold in their eyes, right? In their face. Oh, that's not that big. Is other people saying it, but I'm just, what I'm doing is I'm sharing the things that I'm experiencing in life, these new things, these new feelings. All of this stuff is new, and now what I'm doing is I'm basically just letting everybody else see the things that I see as I see it, right? So if I witness something, I just share it so everybody else can see like what's going on. So, in hopes that some, because I know all, not gonna, take this information because they don't want to change, right? We like doing the things that we do. So you're gonna have people that don't want to change. Then you're gonna have people that's gonna see it like, oh my goodness, no, I have to change my life now because, now what happens is your life, you have purpose, right? It's telling you that you ain't nobody, you're somebody, right? And it makes you want to take back control of your life, right? Because we know, we get into frequencies and stuff like that. So we know that everything operates off frequency. Earth let off a certain frequency. The sun let off a certain frequency. The moon let off a certain frequency. The universe let off a different frequency, right? And so we know we got low frequencies and we got high frequencies. We know that love operates on the highest frequencies, right? And so this is the things that we gotta work on. We gotta work on the love, because as long as we stay in these low frequencies, which is survival mode, right? As long as we stay in survival mode and we don't get past our solar plex and fix our solar plex so this energy can move up, we gonna, stay down. So the thing is to move from these low chakras, right? Which is dealing with the low energies. It's time to go to the higher energies and deal with the love and up. Move that up, right? So dealing with the moon and everything. So y'all see like this lady baby passed, right? I didn't know her baby passed. It's just this stuff is coming. But I told y'all a minute ago that they gonna do stuff, right? So, y'all see John Legend, right? And you like, oh man, his baby passed. This is the third baby that passed, right? But the baby passed, and now you see your life, uh, your life become a lot better, right? Because that's what they wanted. They wanted the riches and the fame, and they gave up, a family member or something for them worldly possessions, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know if y'all seen, the guys walking around with the water, right, today in the projects, trying to get out the water. See, now they came here the other day, right, and I was supposed to give my info. I'm like, man, yeah, nah. But after they left, right, I get a little message from, you know, not that same day, but that day I get a little message from, like, you know, um, the Illuminati, but I'll put it into the description. Right, well, I'll put it into the video. I'll try to edit it in. Um, so yeah, I get a little message from them, and then all of a sudden it's talking about, these riches and all of this stuff, right? Like, man, hell no. Know that, the moon, full moon about to come, all this stuff, you know what I mean? And so then what happened after that, right? One of my female friends hit me, and I'm like, I really can't communicate because, you know what I mean? Like, my mind ain't there to communicate with no female or really nobody if you're not, trying to receive this good information, and you can actually put my mind in the spot where it don't need to be, right? And so then the next day, I had a strong urge, a strong sexual urge or whatever, that I smacked up out of here, right? I smacked it up out of here, right? Once I smacked that up out of here, you know, not only did I did the urge, but, I got these people, like, what's up? What's up? Did you make this donation? Right? To get into this society or whatever. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I exposed them as some frauds, right? And I'm like, yo, you good. I mean, like, I'm good, but what's in this, right? And then, you know, later on that night, I kind of lose control of my body, right? And I basically, like, kind of explain it like, them temptations, I shut them down, right? I shut them temptations that the average person would jump on, right? Not saying I didn't think about it, right? The sexual desire, the desire for the money and the fame. I mean, like, who wouldn't? Especially when, you could look at it like, all right, well, I can help a lot of people like this, right? Or who wouldn't? But I turned all that stuff down, right? And now I gained knowledge of self, right? I gained knowledge that I didn't have, right? Because I lost a part of myself that was operating in this physical plane, right? And so now what happened was, you know, next day, we get all the stuff with the bags and stuff. We get all the bags, right? So now my daughter called me, asked me for help for homework, right? So I go down to court and I ask my daughter, I go to help my daughter, whatever. So, I help her with homework, and she not really picking up on it. And, her mother came in. And I'm like, and, just when she picked up the phone, she had a tone and everything. And I'm sitting here like, harm looking at it. Like, I see like the little change of harm. So I'm like, Nah, that's not change. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying in my head, but I said it out loud. Like, I'm like, Harm, that's not change. I mean, like, I don't feel a change. You said it's change. I said I don't feel it. I mean, and now I feel this. I mean, I'm like, yo, this stuff is going on to you. This is why you feeling the way you feel, because you picking up on all the emotions that's going out. I mean, because we dealing with frequencies. We know that if all these frequencies is coming in, right? Because we watch TV, we got our phones. They got Hot 97 playing, they got WBLS playing, they got Power 95 playing, they got all the stations from Time Warner playing, right? So you got football, you got basketball, you got soccer, you got the old school, you got everything playing right now, right? And just because you turn off the TV, right, and that's just because you turn the channel, that don't mean that these frequencies still not coming out, right? So they coming out, and you still getting bombarded with all these frequencies, right? And these frequencies is making you do things, making you say things, making you think things that you don't even want to think, right? So when you know about these frequencies, right, I'm like, that's not your feelings. You understand? Like, you can't wake up in the morning and be happy, and then 10, 15 minutes later you be sad, right? And then I explained to somebody else, like, so we under a false reality of, a false illusion of, what happiness is, what these emotions are, because once you happy, right, is nothing that can ever take that happiness away from you, right? Because you're in a state of happiness. I mean, so once you're in a state of happiness, that's where you're gonna be at, right? Can't nobody else take you out of it, because that's you naturally. I mean, and that's where you can actually say, I woke up like this, because ain't no outside influence, right? Because we say we in control. When you in control, ain't no outside influence is gonna influence you to be out of control. You understand? Everything is in words, right? So if you say, yeah, I'm losing control, right? You gotta think about, well, if you losing control, who did you lose control to? Right? Because if you know you was in control, and now you know you're not in control, who was in control? You understand? Now this is when you're dealing with the frequencies. You know that all this stuff is coming in. Right now, if this stuff is coming in, you know that you receive that stuff, right? So you're a receiver, right? Not only are you a receiver, right, you let out transmissions too. So the people that's around you, they're gonna receive the transmissions that you throwing out after you receive the information that you get in. So if you got negative energy coming in, right, and then you gonna throw that back out, right? So now you got your kid, right? You wonder why your kid got all these negative emotions, right? It's because you shooting all them negative emotions, you shooting all these bad habits, you shooting all these negative thoughts out to the people around you, right? Like, y'all can even go to, like, a a a a plant, right? When they put the speaker and they aim the speaker towards the plant and they play negative music to that plant will die. I mean, but when they play positive music, positive things, it helps that plant to grow faster, right? More healthier. So everything is frequencies, right? So you got to be able to operate on a higher frequency, more like a 738, right? Because that's the frequency of the earth. So once you start to operate on them frequencies, right, then you would actually start to care about not only yourself, but you'll care about other people. Your your whew, It's so much. But yeah, when you start to operate on them frequencies, right, you'll start caring about other people just like you care about yourself, right? You'll care about yourself just how you care about these other people. So now when you go outside, you'll be doing things a little bit differently. Other people will start to, gravitate towards you that actually want to do the things that you're doing. So if they see you doing good, these people gravitate towards you because they see the good things that you do is bringing out the negative energy, and they want to be around that. That they want to be around that. My bad. It brings the positive energy. So these people want to be attracted to positive energy. That means just like how you would be attracted to positive people, right? You get money. You know what I mean? You want to get money, but they tell you, you surround yourself with people that get money, right? If that's what you into, you know what I mean? Now, you just into the money. So you're going to surround yourself with a person that gets money. You don't care about nothing else but the money, right? Because that's why you around a person with the money instead of surrounding yourself with a person with a good spirit and that loves people that got money, right? Because now when you put yourself around people with a good spirit that love themselves, that love others, and they get money, now when you get money, you're gonna be the type of person that helps other people out, right? To better themselves, not to just get money, right? So when I'm talking to my daughter about the feelings and emotions or whatever, and it's not because I feel it. You know what I mean? Like I can't explain how I feel it, but I could because see my energy is changing, right? So what I'm doing is I'm picking up on other people's feelings and emotions. Like I told y'all before, you know what I mean? Like if y'all actually listen to my videos or watch my videos, I'm picking up on y'all feelings, right? And I'm letting it affect me, right? I'm picking up on the feelings and emotions that the government or whatever is throwing out, and I'm letting it affect me, right? I'm not really making no conscious decisions for myself, right? To better myself, right? Everything is the better, the physical, right? So as I'm talking, I'm like, all right, well, you got it. You know what I mean? Because I showed I'm like, all right, well, I got the sentence, we got the sentence. Like, I ain't go to school. So, I'm like, all right, well, boom, we got everything down. Now, what you need to do is, your mother, I went in the kitchen, told her mother, like, listen, all you got to do is structure her sentences or whatever. You feel me? Like, I didn't go to school for all of that. And I mean, like, the structure, the punctuations, and all of that stuff. I didn't go to school for all that, right? So I don't really know. I know how to write like I was in jail. You feel me? Like I know how to just write, get my point across. Um, so you know, boom, that's what you do. But I get everything in order so she can understand it, right? Because my daughter's a lefty, so you gotta kind of like teach a lefty a certain way, a different way than you teach a righty, right? See, lefties are more imaginative. They use the right side of their brain. A righty is more, they use more their left side of their brain, which more, is more analogical. You know what I mean? Like thinking or whatever. So it's more like textbooks. You know what I mean? Like if it ain't in that textbooks, if it ain't something that the government, what I mean, told you, that this is right and this is wrong. If it ain't none of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they don't really go by it. You know what I mean? Like they can't really think for themselves, think outside the box, and creativity is really like kind of like laws. They could just really follow the rules. You know what I mean? Like they really can't make decisions on their own and make a change. You know what I mean? For themselves, really. Um, but a lot of us really can't. But that's the thing that's going on. We need to work on that stuff before we can actually take control. So, told her I left, right? So after I told her about, she got a structure, you know what I mean? And then Harmony basically got the rest because she just got to get the definition to the words. So I leave, right? Probably like, I said like an hour later, my daughter called me or whatever. My baby mother called me like, yo, you can come down here and help her. I gotta leave, brother. As soon as I'm be gone for the night. Okay. So I go back down there and she telling me about, my daughter, not concentrating and, and all this stuff, right? And so, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I know, I'm agreeing with you, I know, right? But I'm agreeing with you because you're right, she's not paying attention because it's not catching her brain, it's not catching her thought process because there's so much going on around her. There's so many feelings and emotions that she got to deal with. I mean, like right now that she really can't deal with them and is blocking, her learning process, right? On getting this information, is blocking her concentrating, right? Because she getting all these emotions, right? And once I start talking about the emotions and the frequencies and how it's coming out and how she's picking up on it, and this is where this stuff coming from, right? Yo, my baby mother, she started going off, right? And I'm saying, like, see, I'm like, I'm not yelling at you. We talking about, you ask me something, we talk. No, I don't want to hear that. You talking about, we don't give a fuck about feelings and emotions. We talking about schoolwork. Well, I am talking about schoolwork because all this stuff plays a part. How can you concentrate on schoolwork if you got so much stuff running through your mind, right? You can't concentrate on it, right? Because they doing the same thing that us adults doing, but in a more innocent way, right? So they trying to hide the pain, right, and deal with the pain, and it's kind of hard for them because we just yell at them, we giving them butt whoopings and all that stuff when they trying to cope with the things in life, right? And the feelings and emotions that we do what? We self-medicate and hide from the feelings and emotions, right? That's what we do. We self-medicate and hide from the feelings and emotions. But when it comes to our children and they dealing with these emotions, we want to yell at them. We want to curse at them. We want to beat their ass. You know what I mean? Like, we want to do all these things because they going through the stuff that we going through, right? But at least we could be like, you know what, man, bro, give me some weed. We smoking the weed, we drinking our liquor. You got people sniffing coke, dope, e-pills. You know what I mean? Like, whatever drug of choice you use, it's to deal with that pain that we got going on in our brain. You feel me? Our hearts, our minds. It's to deal with that pain. And so, yeah, we gonna self-medicate because we don't want to deal with that shit, right? And so, being by we don't want to deal with it, we hurt ourselves. We hurt ourselves because we don't want to deal with that pain, right? And we hurt ourselves by self-medicating, right? We taking all these pills and all this medication, and it's actually we losing a part of ourselves, right? So that's what we gotta do, and be taking it out on our children when they doing the same things that we doing. It's just that they dealing with everything sober, and we getting mad that we gotta deal with not only our bullshit, we got to deal with our children bullshit because it's a reflection of us, because we throwing that energy out there, and they receiving that energy, and now they acting out how we act out. I mean, they doing the things that we think about, because we what? If you guide, you manifest things into reality, right? So if you thinking negative, it's gonna be negative outcomes that's gonna be around you, because this is what you throwing out. I mean, so now again, you a receiver and a transmitter, right? So if you transmitting these negative energies, that mean these negative thoughts, your child is gonna pick that up, right? The same way you pick up, you riding in your car, all of a sudden, a song come in your head like, you just think about that song all day, right? That song is playing in the ear. That song is playing on Hot 97. You just not listening to Hot 97, right? But you think that thought is yours. No, you just picked up on that thought. You picked up on that frequency, right? You tapped into something that you don't have no control over, right? Because all you doing, you don't have no original thoughts, right? It's nothing new under the sun. You have no original thoughts. All your thoughts is coming in from these transmitters, these receivers, and all of this stuff, right? So you be like, yo, the rainbow, right? You got the rainbow. You got all the colors of the rainbow, right? And that's what you deal with, all the colors of the rainbow. Black is when you mix all the colors of the rainbow. I mean, up here, black is in here, darkness, right? So when you go into darkness, that's basically like heaven, that's God. I mean, the sun gives you the energy, right? Darkness is in the universe. Darkness is all around us, inside the universe. The sun shines, and it gives us, the sun rays. I mean, sun illuminates the sky, but the sky is an illusion because you see blue. It's not really blue up there. That's an illusion. We in a dome. We talking about the stratosphere, the ionosphere. You know what I mean? Like, we talking about all of these fields. I believe it's like 8 or 7 protecting the sky from the sun. So it just won't melt the planet or whatever. And I mean, everything comes in moderately, because you get too much energy at one time. You know what I mean? Like, that's you're gonna get you an overload. You feel me? Like, you're gonna burn out. Our body's not meant for that, right? So my daughter, back to go down there, she just start going off. But usually, I get on Facebook and I get upset. You know what I mean? Like, I get in my feelings, I get in my emotions, I get upset because, the way that she, you know what I mean? But I felt it, but it was coming up here, but it wasn't me being upset. It was me like, damn, I just want to tell all. I mean, like, so it was like a heartbeat. Like, you like this, like, but it wasn't like I wanted to hit her with punches or anything. I mean, I wanted to hit her with these emotions, right? So you can have to deal with these emotions, right? Not in a way where it's, I wanted to be bad for you, in a way where you can heal from it. I mean, because you gotta hear this, right? Because if we just keep on going around, we just do things and we just do things and we just do things, and a person will confront you on the things that you do wrong, right? Or how you make people feel when you do these certain things, and they don't know this, right? Or they know, but it never was said in the words, so they really don't know, because it's something in their brain. I mean, so they be like, oh man, it's good because that person ain't mention it. You feel me? So no, we know it, so we need to say it. You know what I mean? So I was saying it, and everything was just crazy. So what happened was I left because my daughter, she was doing her homework, and in the essay, well, no, on one of her pages, she had to pick an animal, right, for school, and she picked a red, a red panda, right? So I'm like, huh? Ain't no red pandas. I mean, like yes it is. I'm like, huh, man, ain't no red pandas. What are you talking about? Like, I'm bugging. Like, ain't no red pandas. Like, I'm really like, oh, ain't no red pandas. And she's like, yes it is. Daddy, Bubba's neck. So I'm like, what made you think of that? So she like Roblox. I'm like, huh, ain't no darn red pandas. That's the game. So with me knowing that it's signs and everything, I say, you know what? As we sitting at the thing, I say, yo, let me see what that spirit animal mean, right? And now I leave, you know what I mean? I get the spirit animal, whatever. It's saying the same thing that I was just telling my baby mother about the feelings and emotions and everything. And, with it's coming out, it's saying about my daughter. So basically the conversation that we had and her picking that animal, right? It was explaining that whole scenario that we just had in that house, right? And so I left. When I left or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I said, I looked it up. The spirit, the red panda that she got from Roblox, and I sent it. You know what I mean? I sent it to my baby mother. Now, did she read it? I don't know, right? 9 times out of 10, she didn't because that's what happens. A lot of times we don't want people to know. We don't want to we don't want to be wrong or whatever. But maybe she did see it and she not gonna say nothing because that's what they hold it in until it's time to until it's time for them. I mean, to accept everything that's going on, right? So we see many times, I told people, listen, this is what's going on, and if they wanna deny it, they can deny it. I mean, but we know that you can't keep on denying it for too long, because if you do keep on denying it, it told you it's gonna be dire consequences. Right? It didn't say it used dire consequences, right? Because you've been hurting yourself for too long. Now is the time to change, right? So when it says dire, that is like some messed up. You're tired of being tired.
A once monthly injection can help delay another episode. Could a change in treatment plan make the difference?
Everyone is asking me, with everything going on, how will you do the Maury show? We have found a way.
You have not done anything.
I got my own business.
Because of me.
Our guests still need answers.
Johnny is just as at fault as Michaela is.
See, I believe everything happened for a reason.
You told me you wanted me.
When anything comes up, you two argue. We're going to unmask the truth.
I'm upset because I know Josh is a good guy.
We want to help you. A new season starts October 5th.
Now,
Watching everybody. Now, if you want to see more Maury content, click here.
y'all know I was just talking about my baby mother, right? So it's like, I don't know if y'all heard that, but yeah, anytime we talk, it's an argument, but it's not no argument where it's me and her arguing, right? It's me saying something like, all right, well, I'm hungry. Can you get her something to eat? That'd be an argument right there, right? And I'm sitting here like, oh, well, all I did was ask you to get her something to eat. You know what I mean? Like, I might not have the money, or I might want to go do something to something. You feel me? Like, and that's all I asked. And now it's You know what I mean? Like that'd turn into a whole nother issue. But the issue only be with yourself, right? And I'd be like, yo, only reason you did that because you mad at somebody, right? And then you taking it out on us. You taking it out on the wrong people, which is true, right? Because you want to do something. And so, but the panda thing, it came and, it was basically talking about the same thing that I was talking about, right? Ain't no basically, it was talking about the same things I was talking about, so I sent it to her, right? And boom. So this is the same day as the bags. Then Harmony get the panda. I sent it, same thing we was talking about. Then later on that night, um, Harm sent me. Her mother sent me a picture with a password on it. Right now, the password is 3 letters, but three letters. Three alphabets of the same alphabet, right? So I said that. So I looked it up, and what it meant was the same things that we was talking about. So now I send that to her, right? Which is 222, 222, 3 2s, right? So I send that to her. Like, yo, these numbers just keep on popping up, and y'all just seen the schizophrenia thing. You know what I mean? So, this stuff is gonna make it seem like I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. Y'all just gotta know about the chakras. Y'all gotta know about, the DMT. That's why I sent out earlier about what this thing mean, right? And it actually showed, yo, on the TV when it paused, it said you're gonna have endangered situations, imagined or real, right? Because what's happening is the vibration of the earth is going to a whole different frequency, and your DMT levels, right, which is these crystals that's in your brain, they're gonna be running, right? They're gonna be going crazy. So a lot of people is gonna be seeing things that they shouldn't be seeing, right? But because it's gonna be more of this. But what's happening is you getting into that dream state, right? So things is gonna be different because your body is letting off the chemicals to go right here for you to see things in the spiritual realm, right? So the things is not to be scared. So what happened was the 2222, right? And then not only that, seven February. Man, hold on. I'm in July 7th, 7 February 222. Right? Now 777. Right? Ja, we know you still here. Back in the physical form, most likely. Right? If not, he's still in the spiritual form. See, because he did his part. He came here for a reason, right? And choices, right, made certain things happen in life. So when you make these choices, you have a choice. This choice can either make your situation better, or this choice can make your situation worse. So you always gonna have a low frequency choice and a high frequency choice, right? Which is the negative and positive, right? Um, you can actually say feminine or masculine decisions, right? And a lot of times, I guess you could say we making like super a predator mass decisions, right? We not making the decisions that can actually better ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We not making um masculine decisions. You feel me? Like we not making masculine decisions. A lot of us is making. I mean, a lot of us we not making feminine decisions. A lot of us is making masculine decisions. You know what I mean? Like the be hard, right, is the thing. You know what I mean? Like to deal with your feelings and emotions. That's like kind of out of here. Like you got to deal with feelings and emotions. You know what I mean? Like you soft, you weak. You know, so the real feelings that you're supposed to deal with and present on an everyday level, they done changed that and they told you, yo, them feelings is weak, right? And they know that love conquers everything, right? Love conquers everything. We go through things in life, right? You know what I mean? We got to take everything as a learning experience, right? Yeah, we got to take it as a learning experience, right? So everything that we go through, we know that we went through it for a reason. And not only that, everything that we ever go through, we have a choice, right? Because we can do it or we don't have to. See, because if we listen to our thoughts, we're going to do it, right? Because again, your thoughts ain't your thoughts. They just frequencies that's coming in and you picking up somebody else's thoughts, right? You picking up a thought that's being transmitted out there so you can actually do some shit. Now, when you get these thoughts, right, you be like, no, I'm not doing it, right? And then just go more with the urge of, oh shit, let me just grab this bag, right? And then when you start doing the stuff that, something just told you to do it, that's when you actually living and you making decisions for yourself, right? Because you're doing something that you don't want to do, and everybody else is gonna look at you crazy because you doing it, right? So, and that's another thing. So when you get the feeling of, hey, man, people gonna look at me crazy because I'm doing this, right? Do that, right? In a positive way though. I mean, like in a positive way. If you know that majority of the masses like, yo, man, this nigga, man, this guy weird. You feel me? Like stuff he doing. Do that. I mean, because that means you're going against the information that the system wants you to have, right? And now you stepping out your comfort zone. Now, once you get comfortable with that, right, and now you can actually walk outside without without you thinking about how this person look or see you, right? Something to snap in you, something to change. You know what I mean? And then you got to work on the next thing, right? You got to work on the next thing after that, right? The light just lowered down. But now you got to work on the next thing. And what would be the next thing, right? That's something you would have to know. You would have to figure out. But yeah, so we had that. We had the 777. We had the 222. Now today, we had the 111111. What the 1144 or whatever, or the 111144. Because it was two times 11. 44, then it was 11, 44. So you would say 11, 11, 44. Now, when you look at these meanings, right, and just be like, yo, go to Google and be like, my angel number, something like that. And this stuff will actually talk to you at the exact time you see a number or whatever, and you like notice that number. Just be like, yo, like you look at the time. You don't know why you look at the time, and you see it. You see an actual time. Go to like angel numbers, right, and be like, yo, what do angel number this mean, right? And let the universe talk to you, right? And when you start doing this and you start following yourself, right? You start following things that are actually good for your body, right? So yesterday, my daughter know black and red is my favorite colors, right? Always been. Now, I might be like, but I like wearing blue or this and that, you feel me? But you ask me what's my favorite colors, I'm gonna be like red and black. That's just what it is. Now, red is your root chakra. Black is your crown chakra, right? So that is the beginning and the end, right? Now, the beginning and the end, you know, the alpha omega, whatever you wanna, whatever you wanna call it, right? And you'll have people say, yo, the blackness for the black people, the blood is for, you know what I mean? Like, all the blood we shed through slavery, through time, you know what I mean? Like, dealing with all that stuff. It's the lower chakra and the highest chakra, right? When you mix all the colors up, you get black. You can't get no white, right? But my daughter said, Daddy, what's your favorite color? And I'm like, red and black. And she like, green, green. You know what I mean? Like, she kept on saying green. And I'm like, home, why you keep on giving me a color? And I just told you what colors I like, and you keep on saying green. And then I'm like, oh, let me see what green mean. All right? Knowing that, that's dealing with the heart chakra. Now, earlier that day, I was saying how, it's time for me to start working on my heart. I mean, like, and heal that so I can receive all these blessings about what's in this, right? And it just so happens she talking about the green chakra. Like, all of this stuff is happening in one day, right? Everything happening in one day. Everything, right? Well, one night, the night, and then the day, right? And then at nighttime again, I'm not gonna put nobody's name out there, but somebody approached me, you know what I mean, with their feelings and emotions or whatever, and through our conversation, right? Now, we both in the hallway, like damn. You know what I mean? Like, because you letting off these feelings and emotions, right? And I'm like, damn, it's crazy what happened earlier. Then as I'm walking, after I finish recording with the bags or whatever, I'm walking, you know, I see the thing in the sky. Right? Now, once I see the thing in the sky, I goes to the shop, I goes to, what's the name? I see the flower of life inside the thing, right? Inside the store. Not only do I see the flower of life over by the fruits and vegetables and all that stuff, right? But when I'm going outside, I look at the lines on the floor, right? And the parking signs, the where you park at and all that stuff, and you got the white line, to beware the dogs, you know what I mean? Like, it's in white letters, right? So it started like, yo, I'm like, damn, it seemed like everything that got to do with authority and keeping us in check, you know what I mean? Like, you see, like, it got something to do with white, right? So again, when you look at the lines, when you got to park, right, it'd be white lines. Now, on white lines, you got to stay within them white lines, right? If you go outside on the white lines, what are you doing? You breaking some type of law, some type of rule, right? And it just made me look at them lines different, right? Because We know that anything that operates on, white is not natural, right? It's a chemical that they got to use to make white. You know what I mean? So it's not natural. So we got to think about if we was lied to, right? If we was lied to, and because you look at the Bible and it tells you, you know what I mean? Jesus said, man, they are gods. Gods are within you. You understand? So if they saying that we gods, right? And they say human, right, is people of color, hue, right, different shades of color. So you can be light skinned, you could be dark skinned, you can be white with melanin, right? But we also have people that don't have no melanin at all, and when they go outside, they burn. Right now, the same way we sleeping, and we don't know who we are, they can be sleeping and not know who they are, right? But this is why they have all the hate and stuff and everything in it and inside for us, right? It's because subliminally they know who they are. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say spirit because they don't have a soul like how we have a soul, right? Not saying that it's straight emptiness because you see that they operate on a the same level, but they do things that we don't do. So we would have to say on this physical plane they can operate, right? But is they soul like how our souls are, right? Because we know in the Bible it says human, and we also know that it says mankind in the Bible, right? So for them to use these two different words, two different terminologies, we got to know that these things mean different things, right? We know that God created, Adam and Eve, right? We know that God created, right? And then God created Adam and Eve, right? You go to the churches, they tell you something about, that that's the angels, that's the spirit, blah, 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 right? And then, he created the whole nother creation, which is the same in Genesis again, because they said they repeat themselves. Then God created man, or Adam and Eve, or man. Then he made the man, Adam and Eve, and then it goes into the rib and all that stuff. But it's like three different versions of, in the Bible, like if you're going to Genesis, like three different versions of, or two. I know for sure it's two, but I would say three because, they would say spiritual. Then of course you got to remember, you know, the first one they was talking about Lilith and all of that stuff, Lilith and Adam, and Lilith was crazy. You gotta understand, like, yo, we cannot just create, right? We got the mental, right? But a man can't just have a baby. It's not possible. You understand? So you gotta know what type of role the females play, right? The females play a major role in Earth, right? That's why they call it Mother Earth, right? And the sun is the sun, right? You got the mother, you got the earth, you got the sun, right? You got the moon, right? The moon represents the feminine. The sun represents, the sun, the light, right? The protector, energy, right? Without the sun, the earth won't get no energy, right? So without the sun, the earth can't do what? It can't produce, right? Because the sun, the flares, the rays and stuff from the sun gives the radiation and melanin, the earth and everything, energy so it can create, right? And that's where you get the seeds, the plants, and everything growing. The sun hit the water, water evaporating, going up into the sky, come down, rain, so it can get on the plants and everything can grow all over again. I mean, like the sun gives you and everything grow, right? Now that that dealing with the woman's womb, like you got to know how powerful the females are, right? Because they create. We give the assistance, right? And they create. So what we do, that's why they used to say female. They call female goddesses gods. I mean, because you create. Like we won't be here. Won't no males be here. You know what I mean? If the female didn't create us, you know what I mean. So we gotta always get them the respect and the love, right, that they deserve because they create us. They creators, right? Without your mother, you won't even be here. Without your father, you won't be here. You know what I mean? Again, it goes into your lower vibration, your higher vibration, negative, positive, right? Just because you have a negative charge, that don't mean it had to be used for negative, right? Because you can use that same negative energy, right, as strength and power to do something good with it, right? So it is all about what you use the energy for. And so yeah, so the green is just the green color that my daughter was talking about. That is just me going into the chakras, right? To the different me saying, it's over for the survival mode, right? It's time to move into the heart chakra, the green chakra, right? Where now everything can shoot up. I mean, like, my intelligence and everything is going up, right? Because I'm expanding my imagination. I'm expanding my knowledge, right? So now what's happening is I'm talking about things that I didn't even know nothing about. And I don't really have too much information to even be talking about this stuff. But if we just look at life in a certain way, if you look at life as frequencies, right, then it'll kind of like make sense to everything that's coming out, because we know that everything is frequencies, right? So once we know that everything is frequencies, now you